The House of Night by Francis Sherman, 1871 to 1926. Though all the light were lifted from the land, and a great darkness lay upon the sea, though groping each for some not careless hand, I felt sad men pass over wearily. Though it was certain dawn would not come in with the next hour, that after many days would no moon rise where the grey clouds grew thin, nor any stars resume their ancient way, though all my world was thus, and I more blind than the dead, blundering planets raining past, I should not fancy time unkind. For you, as once of old you came at last, would surely come, and with unfaltering faith lead me beyond the dominance of death. Okay, this is a poem by Francis Sherman. Francis Sherman was a Canadian. He was a Canadian poet. Although he didn't earn his money from poetry, he earned his living from being a banker. As I said, he was Canadian. He was a great admirer of William Morris, and wrote a collection of sonnets in memory of William Morris after he died. Now, what is this poem about? Well, this poem is called The House of Night. And this poem, The House of Night, is referring to death. But this poem, Sherman is saying that he believes in the afterlife. He believes that when he dies, that God will come and take him to heaven. He will come and take him to a place that transcends death. And if we look through the poem, it keeps going, though, even though this is like this, and even though this is like that, and even though this is like this, even though my world was thus, and I more blind than the dead blundering planets raining past. So despite all of these things, he believes that God will come and take him. Yeah, and no matter how desolate it looks, he knows that God will come and take him to the promised land, to heaven. So, though all the light were lifted from the land, and a great darkness lay upon the sea. So he's saying, despite the fact that all the light has gone, that there is a great darkness, everything is dark, and the sea, the life, there is a great darkness on life, because here he's describing the state of being death. He's describing the house of death. He's describing what it's like to be dead, and there is no light. All of the light has gone from the land, and there is a great darkness everywhere. Though groping each for some not careless hand, I felt sad men pass over wearily. And it's as if this place, this land, is full of people groping for some not careless hand, for the hand of somebody who knows what's going on, who understands, for someone to lead them. It's dark, so they are groping. They're groping for somebody who can see. They're groping for somebody who can see something. I felt sad men pass over wearily. So I think this Passover, this has got the idea of Passover from the land of the living to the land of the dead. And he's feeling people passing into this land where there is no light, there is just darkness everywhere, and it's full of people who don't know what's happening, they don't know where to go. Though it was certain dawn would not come in with the next hour, even though it was certain that dawn would not come, that there would be no dawn, though it was certain that after many days no moon would rise, no moon. So there would be no moonrise, there would be no dawn, there would be no light in this house of death, the house of darkness. And there would be no moon rising in this sky where there are just thin grey clouds. There's nothing here. This place is empty. This is the house of death. Death is emptiness. Nor any stars resume their ancient ways. So even though he knows that no stars will come back, there will be no stars to be seen. Though all my world were thus. So even if everything was like that, was like this, that everything was dark, and I more blind than the dead blundering planets raining past, and I didn't know where I was going, I didn't know what to do. I was like a planet moving in space, but not knowing where it was going. So I'm completely without direction, even despite all of these things. I know I should not fancy time unkind. So I would not imagine that time was unkind. Notice here the personification of time, and I think here time with a capital T is referring to God, that God is timeless. And then he says, for you, as once of old you came, at last would surely come. So as you appeared in the darkness, God, you is God, as God, in the same way that God appeared in the darkness and made the earth, he took the darkness and he made the light, and he made the earth and he made the heavens. I am certain that you will come, and with unfaltering faith lead me beyond the dominance of death. So my faith is unfaltering. I don't doubt, I don't worry for a moment. I have absolute faith that even in this world where there is nothing, that you would come and lead me past death to somewhere that transcends death. So even if I am in the nothing, in the nothingness, I believe that you, God, will come for me, and you will take me to the promised land. You will take me to heaven. So this is a sure belief in God and the afterlife. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The House of Night by Francis Sherman.